Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening and welcome to the GBN Television News for Thursday, March 10th, 2022. In the headlines, Grenada announces temporary suspension of new CBI applications from Russian and Belarusian nationals. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin characterizes the country's 3 homicides of the year as senseless killings. Boat operators encourage traffickers to get insurance coverage for their goods as Grenville vendors call for help over losses. Let's now go to Zia Frederick for what's to come in sports, regional and international news. Zia?
Thank you, Blossom, and good evening, viewers and listeners. Here's what's coming up a little later in the newscast. Regionally, domestic violence bill takes center stage in St. Lucia. On the international scene, Russia responds to West oil bans and gas curbs with some of its own sanctions. And coming up in sports, Carriacou T20 tournament gets off to a cracking start. Join me, Zia Frederick, for the details a little later in the newscast. Now back to you, Blossom.
This is Primetime Edition of News. Stay with us.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. I'm Blossom Alexis-Welsh with the details. Top story tonight. During Wednesday's newscast, Interim Chairman of Grenada's CBI program, Mike Sylvester, said there is no official decision as yet on participation of citizens of Russia in Grenada's CBI program in light of the ongoing invasion of Ukraine. However, within the last 24 hours, that status quo has changed. Gerald Joseph has the latest update in tonight's top story.
The government of Grenada has decided to temporarily suspend the acceptance of new applications from Russians and Belarusians for the Citizenship by Investment program with immediate effect. In a release on Thursday, government said it is closely monitoring the current situation in Ukraine and will advise of any further changes to its current policy on this matter. This was done in a bid to preserve the integrity and reputation of the Grenada CBI program. In an exclusive interview with Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance and Interim Chair of the Citizenship by Investment Program, Mike Sylvester, which was aired on Wednesday, he told GBN this issue remained under review.
We are continuing to review the situation and abide by whatever sanctions that are currently in place. So we have not issued an official pullback statement as some of the other territories in the Caribbean have done. So we see Antigua, Dominica, and some of the islands will have issued pullback statements. What we are doing is continue to work with our DDs, providers, and so on to ensure the continued robustness of our CBI program. So in terms of persons who have been sanctioned, yes, but not an official pullback statement while we continue to review the situation until a final decision is made.
Grenada was among 141 United Nations member states that voted last week to condemn Russia in light of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The Grenada Citizenship by Investment Program was launched in August 2013 as a means to strengthen the country by creating economic growth through foreign investments.
Well, our CBI program, has been growing from strength to strength. As I said, we continue to ensure that the program is robust and so on. And so we've done quite a bit of work in terms of our due diligence system. So we have several layers of due diligence, and we continue to see interest in the program, as the program would have started in 2013, and we've seen since then continued growth. And so we hope that will continue for some time in the future.
In the 2022 budget presentation, Finance Minister Gregory Bowen reported that government collected total receipts on the CBI program US $30.6 million as of October 31st, 2021. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
In other news, traffickers in St. Andrew are crying out for help as they say 2 incidents have left a dent in their trade, making it difficult to rise from. The vendors say the situation has now affected their livelihoods as they can barely put food on their tables. Let's get more in this Rena Pear-Thomas report.
Traffickers and vendors in Grenville St. Andrews say they are in dire need of help after losing thousands of dollars in goods over the past 3 months for varying reasons involving transportation. Catherine Henry sends items to Trinidad and Tobago via boat weekly in exchange for other products from the Twin Island Republic, which she would then sell on the local market. This trafficker said sometime last year she lost over $10,000 in goods as the boat sank with all her items and the items of other vendors on its way back to Grenada. In another instance recently, barely recovering from last year's loss, another incident occurred, resulting in her losing most of her goods.
Last year we had 2 losses. We the traffickers had 2 losses. First, the boat sank, and I lose $25,000 on that boat. And up to now, we never hear a word about that. Second, about 3 months back, the boat was sinking across down in Maki down there, and they threw the majority of the goods, which was about $10,000. So between 3 months, I lost about $35,000, right? And it's me and a lot of other traffickers, because with the traffickers, we go in over there and we're looking for the little damsel, the little spice, the little mango, the little sauce up, and send to in Trinidad and sell it in order to buy our goods to send back. And up to now, nothing.
The captain and 8-member crew of sunken ship MV Rian F was rescued by the Trinidad Coast Guard after it ran into difficulties last August. The vessel, which is known for trafficking goods between the islands and was on its way to the port in Grenville, St. Andrew, sank shortly after departing Port of Spain. Henry said the owners of these boats informed them that placing goods on the vessels is at their own risk whenever the issue of compensation is brought up. She spoke about how the situation has
affected my business real bad, because it's now just about 2 pallets of goods I could bring in, and then the duty on the port is so high, so can't really bring in anything much. And other traffickers, yes, some traffickers who real poor more than me, and I see them cry, and I seen them suffer up to now.
In speaking to Keith Joseph, owner of Rainier J, one of the weekly cargo boats used by the traffickers to do their trade, he explained that the vendors have always been advised by boat operators to have insurance coverage for their goods in case.
The preferred method is CIF, where you know your cargo is insured in case of any accident or peril at sea or for whatever reason. But like let's say most of them are small shippers, and I think it's it's just a cost they would bear for nothing. They see it as a waste of money. Mm-hmm. So because the bigger shippers, they know the procedure and they never have a problem with that. Right. So yes, from time to time we do try to remind the customers, that it's better to, to get sort of insurance for your cargo.
Such incidents. The vendor calls on the various members of parliament for the parish to lend.
So what I would like the government to do, to try and get to us, to give us some assistance, give the traffickers some assistance to help us. I'm hoping they could lower the duty for us, so in order for we to bounce back from where we started.
Them a helping hand. GBN could not establish a contact number for the owner or operators of the MV Rian F regarding the trafficker's claim.
That was Rena Bear Thomas reporting. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin has referred to recent killings as senseless, as the country in past weeks recorded a spike in youth violence, and these acts are not sitting well with the police hierarchy. Let's get more in this report from Chrislina John.
Where is the sense of value, self-control, respect and restraint for others, and the value of life among our youth?
A question Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin says everyone must ask themselves. In 2021, Grenada recorded 5 homicides for the year, the first of which was committed in June. However, already within the first quarter of this year, Grenada has recorded 3 violent killings.
And we are not at the end of the first quarter as yet. Nonetheless, we have recorded what I term 3 senseless, unnecessary killings of another. Recent videos of youthful indiscretions of violence against the elderly, the vulnerable, and among themselves is disturbing and concerning on many levels.
During a press conference Thursday, the Police High Command promises to tackle this societal bane, which includes working along with schools, principals, staff and PTAs to provide guidance, partnership and support in curbing this problem.
However, we will also intensify, and you've probably observed that already, increased law enforcement activities in and around all sporting activities. We will engage schools to speak with the student population on the issue of violence and other law enforcement issues in a general context through our school liaison officers. We will revisit our training and double down on our briefing of our officers on the approach and strategies to better treat with emotionally charged situations.
Noting that this is troubling, Commissioner Martin promises inclusiveness.
I do not believe the RGPF has all in-house skills and knowledge necessary to address this very concerning issue. We will also endeavor to implement in short order a Crime Stoppers initiative, which we have already started pursuing. However, to achieve the above, we expect the cooperation of members of the public in the execution of our duties.
The Police High Command denounced attacks on police officers, noting that it needs to be stopped before it gets out of hand.
Incidents of stoning officers, police vehicles, and blatant open confrontation of officers, sometimes fighting with officers, is not only unacceptable, but also uncharacteristic of our Grenadian culture. And I must say, in this regard and those incidents, our police officers have demonstrated considerable restraint in treating with those incidents.
2021 statistics shows a 3% reduction in reported crimes and a 78% crime-solving rate, with 5 homicides recorded for the entire year, a reduction of 14 compared to 2020. Chrislina John, GBN News.
In related news, Attorney-at-Law Jerry Edwin has added his voice to the many expressing concern with the level of violence among the nation's youth by calling on men and fathers in society to play their part and counsel young people. Jerry, who was speaking to the media on Wednesday, says the level of violence seen over the past few months is alarming.
A young man, a schoolboy, attacking a police officer. I'm happy for his mother today, or for his family, because in other places, that young man would have been facing something very differently. We have seen in St. George's young men walking through the streets with cutlasses, running after each other. These kinds of incidents, against the backdrop of the current spate of violence we see among young men, is troubling. It speaks to a kind of wanton violence.
Mr. Edwin is calling on fathers to play their part in their lives of not just only their sons, but also young men in their communities.
don't know what society can do. I know that men need to talk to boys. I believe that we men, those of us who have some kind of rapport with young men, need to talk to them. I think they are desperate. More than that, all of us as men, we have to step to the breach now and help our young men who, it appears to me, are desperately crying out. I don't know about community help. Men must step up and talk to these boys.
This is GBN Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, Bermuda national on drug charge in Grenada to be sentenced later this month. That story and more next.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated to attend all matches and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
Good day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenlec's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenlec access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenlec in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenlec's new app.
The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
No frills, just great prices, only at Quartz. We don't just talk about it, we've got it. Shop with confidence and save big. Up to 50% off appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. Plus, pay with ready finance and get 1 month free. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
I've been a member of the Ariza Credit Union since 2016, and honestly I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad, and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99, and she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
6 p.m. Sunday, March 13th is Bingo Night. Get set for another massive Waggity Virtual Bingo.
And this time you can win
US $10,000. Tickets are only $10 US. In Grenada, tickets are available from numerous box offices island-wide. If you're playing from overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, March 13th.
Come join the fun and excitement online.
Play Waggity Virtual Bingo.
The new way to play.
Bingo!
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. A young Guyanese woman will go before the High Court soon to answer a charge that says she killed her Grenadian partner last year, a crime she seemingly confessed to. Chrislena John has this update.
Last year, a Guyanese national seemingly confessed to killing her Grenadian boyfriend via a video posted on social media. She was subsequently arrested and charged for non-capital murder, but according to her attorney Jerry Edwin, no information has been provided to prove Clifford Marshall died as a result of anything Shannon Ambrose did. Shannon made her third court appearance Thursday morning at the Grenville Magistrates Court after being on bail for the past 3 months. However, the matter was adjourned to March 28th.
Miss Ambrose, clearly in a case where she must have been traumatized severely, and those of you who are mothers, you know, and you say it as you see the lurid stories of abuse of children. Mothers have said to themselves, if anybody touch my baby, I am going to deal with them. And Miss Ambrose, we don't know what she did. We know what she said she did, but of course we are dealing with evidence in a court of law. To date, we have not been provided with any information that the deceased in Miss Ambrose's case actually died as a result of anything she did. We are waiting for that information.
Back in October 2021, police arrested, charged and cautioned the 24-year-old Guyanese who resided at Simon St. Andrew for the offense of non-capital murder in connection with the death of her companion Clifford Marshall. Edwin said the matter will go before the High Court.
And we have agreed to send this matter to the High Court directly.
Chrislena John, GBN News.
A Bermuda national on drug charges in Grenada pleaded guilty when he faced the court for the second time on Thursday. Here's Chrislena John once again with this latest.
81-year-old Edmund Brandman appeared before Magistrate Teddy St. Louis on Thursday at the St. George's Magistrates Court and pleaded guilty to 1 count of trafficking. A search was conducted on board sailing vessel Costa Mucho last Thursday after being cleared by Grenada Customs. During the search, 2 packets of cocaine weighing 2 kilograms, along with US $4,200 and TT $2,407 was seized. He was represented by attorney Ali Gill. Brandman, sailor of Hamilton, Bermuda, was then arrested and charged with trafficking in a controlled drug and money laundering. He is scheduled to be sentenced on March 21st. Chrislena John, GBN News.
A sitting MP is cautious that changes to legislation that helps govern the legal occupation will do nothing to rebuild confidence in the profession. Gerald Joseph explains.
The Legal Profession Amendment Bill 2022, which was tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, introduces sweeping changes to how lawyers are issued practicing certificates from the General Legal Council, which was established in 2012. MP for the Town of St. George, Peter David, says the intention is to ensure the legal profession is kept within the bounds of proper practice and that public confidence is raised and maintained. However, MP for St. Patrick West, Anthony Boson, contends that the amendments as is are not enough to build public confidence in the legal profession.
When was the last time a lawyer took another lawyer to court? Lawyers they hardly do that. It's a club, and we know that. And people are concerned about that.
Boson notes that he is not too impressed by the recommendations, citing the need to do far more.
Sometimes it takes ages before justice could be served. There are people who complain that are giving their properties to certain lawyers, and the property justice, they have lost their properties.
Minister David says the amendments are closely linked to requirements such as continuing legal education for lawyers for the issuance of practicing certificates.
And that has to be done annually. Every year, according to the recommendations of the GLC and the workings of the GLC, that must be done annually.
Indemnity insurance to cater for lawsuits is also a requirement. The MP, who is a lawyer, says it is connected to the proposed recommendations.
That is why one of the recommendations is that the law be amended to change the certificates from being issued for 2-year periods to 1-year periods, because the continuing legal education is being done annually and the indemnity insurance is annually.
A new definition of the practice of law is one of the changes, while making provisions for the General Legal Counsel to meet virtually is another amendment.
Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, the new amendments that we're asking is to empower the minister, in consultation with the council, to make regulations to prescribe the fees payable for the issuance of practicing certificates, and to make, Mr. Speaker, the recommendations in that regard.
MP for St. George Northwest and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell admits that there is a need to do more, noting there is indeed a confidence deficit in the legal profession as well as the medical profession. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Rena Perry-Thomas has been looking around the platforms.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
A teenager involved in an altercation with a member of the Royal Grenada Police Force is now facing several charges and has been placed on $6,000 bail. The officer, meanwhile, awaits the outcome of an investigation to know if he will face disciplinary action. GBN brought this story, which invoked comments from you, our online audience. Thoriel J said, "Glad to know there are rules in place to govern the conduct of officers too, whether the officer faces disciplinary action or not. I trust that we all can agree that certain practices need revising in light of this exchange." Joel Fletcher comment, "Imagine if they like that with the police. I wonder what it is like at school. Teachers are not safe, just running the algorithm." Anand Smith wrote, "Yet I think he should be spoken to and allowed to continue his schooling should he so choose, on condition that there should be no such encounter again. He is a young man and we as a people are obligated to steer him in the right direction. So I would plead to give him a second chance of redemption." Lynette Pemberton said, "Policemen are humans, only humans in a uniform." And finally, Sandra James said, "I have several problems with this whole situation. Two wrong can never make it right. Dispute involved one child and one adult, a law enforcement officer at that. Where were the de-escalation techniques that I presume are taught at the police training school? If not, then how to deal with hostile citizens must be top of mind." That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
Thank you, Rena. But still to come, the Ministry of Agriculture supports initiatives geared at improving food and nutrition security. This is GBN News.
on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Southern Electrical, you get the best value, quality products, and expert advice. We are the #1 supplier of residential, commercial, and industrial electrical products in Grenada. View our latest arrivals of wall lights for interior and exterior, beautiful chandeliers, pendants, solar motion lights, kitchen appliances such as crispy air fryer ovens, crepe makers, countertop grills, and more. Visit Southern Electrical at Dusty Highway, Grand Down, St. George. We also ship Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Call or telephone number 444-3042, WhatsApp 405-4993, or browse our website www.segrenada.com.
Win the grand prize of $50,000 in the Digicel Prime Plus 50K jackpot, or you could grab second place of $15,000 or third place of $5,000 and loads of weekly prizes like cash, smartphones, hardware and grocery vouchers, and more. To enter, simply activate any Prime Plus bundle in the My Digicel app or dial *664 #. 1 day Prime Plus bundle equals 1 raffle entry. 3-day bundle equals 3 raffle entry. 7-day Prime Plus bundle equals 7 raffle entry. And a 30-day Prime Plus bundle equals 30 raffle entries, plus a bonus 20 extra entries. Over $100,000 in prizes to be won. Activate a Prime Plus bundle today. Digicel, better together.
The following is a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Britain must be taken to court for giving Grenada a false constitution. It has taken away the powers of the executive and the Senate and wrested it into the hands of the House of Representatives. This resulted in dictatorship and incompetence of government, along with poverty. Britain must pay 1/2 of the debt created by our various governments.
The preceding was a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Officials from the Ministry of Agriculture are in full support of the revival of 100 acres of land in St. George aimed at the increased access to properties for improved food and nutrition security. More about this from Rena Pear Thomas.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry has pledged its support to a local private venture that has already put boots on the ground towards the revitalization of 100 acres of arable lands in St. George. The project, in Good Hope, is being undertaken by the Grenada Real Estate Corporation and aims to promote increased access to land for improved food and nutrition security. Leroy Nichols, representative of the board, explained that the corporation is looking forward to working with people who are serious about the venture.
What we're interested in is getting serious people to farm. We want somebody that's seriously interested in farming. You come in and you farm, you plant your whatever vegetables thing and so on, and you seriously developing the area.
According to Nichols, the board has put in place several critical services to alleviate the challenges that farmers may face.
We are making the lands available. Okay? We recognize too the challenges that the farmers have had with equipment, roads, things of the sort, right? Water and so forth. So my board has taken the decision that we're going to work with government, because we're talking food security and all of that sort of stuff, right? So let's work with government to see, especially at this time, it's critical that we become self-sufficient as far as possible, okay? So against that background, we have already purchased a new Massey Ferguson tractor, which we have, so that we'll be able to provide plowing services for the farmers.
Minister for Agriculture Peter David, who visited the site on Wednesday, says the undertaking has the potential to be a driving force for the involvement of youth in agriculture, food security, and contributing to sustainable land management.
This is a clear example of the potential for public-private partnership. That here's a private sector gentleman, he owns land, he's interested in getting the land under production, and we are at the ministry interested in increasing production. So we give a commitment. We give a commitment that we will do what it takes to get this land up and running, and we are urging all owners of land to do the same thing. If you have land that you want to engage in production, the Ministry of Agriculture is here willing to work with you in a public-private partnership. We have our skills, you have the land, you have the ability to allow that land to be used.
The technical team also comprised of Chief Agricultural Officer Trevor Thompson, Senior Agricultural Officer Lorraine St. Louis, and Gregory Delsol. For GBN News, I am Rena Pitt Thomas.
And now let's take a peek through the GBN ISOR lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISOR is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISOR features video of students of the St. George's Anglican Senior School who lined both sides of Church Street on Thursday in honor of former principal at the institution, Ursula Antwine, MBE. The funeral procession of Mrs. Antwine passed through the streets as it made its way to the National Stadium for the service. The procession paused for a moment while the children sang in tribute. Mrs. Antwine was the mother of Governor of the ECCB, Dr. Timothy Antwine. She was an educator whose impact and legacy are still being felt today. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather report and forecast is coming up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
for business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Join GBN Television and K105 FM on March 22nd and 29th from 8 p.m. for the Antillean Life Health Forum, a new focus on health, a collective approach made possible by Antillean Life Insurance, Spice Isle Imaging Center, Gittins Healthcare, Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, Grenada Paper Products, Hubbard's Motor Department, 7 Seas, and the Grenville Credit Union.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
And here's the public weather forecast for the state of Grenada. Tonight's minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius. It will be partly cloudy to cloudy and windy with light to moderate showers. Winds will be east-northeasterly to easterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas will be moderate to slightly rough with waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides will be high at 9:45 tonight and low at 3:45 in the morning. On Friday, sunrise is at 6:18 a.m., sunset 6:18 p.m. It will be partly cloudy and windy with light morning showers. On Saturday, sunrise is at 6:18 a.m. once again and sunset 6:18 p.m. Partly cloudy conditions are expected with windy and light to moderate afternoon and nighttime showers. Then on Sunday, sunrise and sunset 6:17 and 6:18 respectively. It will be partly cloudy and windy with light nighttime showers. And that's the weather report and forecast valid for tonight and the next 3 days. Stay tuned. Zia is next with sports.
Good evening once again. I am Zia Frederick. Let's bowl off tonight's sports report with cricket. Last weekend was the official opening of the Quad Bank Haraku T20 tournament at the Lauriston Stadium with 4 exciting matches in the blazing sunshine.
The tournament started on Saturday with defending champion Universal Bouncers defeating BBH Cricket Club by 5 wickets despite a half century of 52 not out from Adrian Thomas. In the second match of the day, Brunswick United scored 175 with a loss of just 1 wicket to defeat Hotel Lorna Stars by 41 runs, following 2 unbeaten half-centuries from Alec Moses, 57 not out, and Holden Moses, 52 not out. On Sunday, Dover Titans defeated Leicester Grove by 8 wickets as Leicester was restricted to 68 all-out as Carlos Stafford starred with the bat and ball, 4 for 22 and 33 not out. In the second match, PM Pirates defeated Young Lads by 37 runs as Pirates put on 127 runs before reducing Young Lads to 90 all-out. Plans have been put in place for the third Apex Test match between the West Indies and England in Grenada in 2 weeks, and organizers are enticing cricket fans to the stadium with a major discount on the price of tickets. The details in this report from Beverly Telesford.
The grounds have been prepared and the final touches are being put in place for Grenada's hosting of the third and final Apex Test match between the West Indies and England. The game bowls off at the National Stadium on March 24th to 28th. The one and only time England contested a match in Grenada was in 2015. Chairman of the National Organizing Committee, Troy Garvey, says all is in place and they are crossing their T's and dotting their I's to deliver a first-class experience for the hosting of the games.
We are ready. We are crossing our T's and dotting our I's and ensuring all the various aspects needed to deliver a world-class event are in place. And right now, as we stand less than about 2 weeks off from the game, I can safely say that the country is ready. On the pitch and field, we are ready. And other most important elements as relates to the country hosting and delivering an exceptional visitor experience.
Garvey says while tickets are half price for all locals, some may even be eligible for discounts of up to 75%.
So tickets for the game are on sale. You can purchase your tickets right now as we speak online by going to windiescricket.com, and you will be guided through to purchase tickets. And right now you will receive a very attractive offer. There's a 50% discount on tickets for nationals, Caribbean nationals, and we will fall under that bracket. And also for senior citizens and children, I think it's as much as 75% off tickets right now. It depends on what the advantage of going right now to purchase a ticket. You can select the seats that you would like. Some persons prefer to look at the game from the Junior Murray Royal Lewis stand. Some persons prefer to enjoy the excitement in the posse stand. Some persons from the members pavilion.
The chairman added that the days of listening to cricket on the radio or watching on the television are behind us, as we are now equipped with a facility and means to host the matches locally.
As one can recall, as a little boy, holding on to your transistor radios, trying to hear the coverage with that of, the top commentators from around the world and bringing you ball by ball. Back then wasn't much television, was just transistor radios, and held on to hear the exploits of Team West Indies. And we have seen that evolved, and we have seen the games coming to the Caribbean, and this very exciting 3-test match series. And we were so very fortunate to have won the final game here at the National Stadium.
Meanwhile, day 3 of the Apex series between West Indies and England saw Nkrumah Bonner lead the home side with his determined batting performance against an English bowling attack. Chasing 311 put on by England, the West Indies batsmen dug deeper as Bonner and Joshua Da Silva continued the solid partnership built on day 2. Jason Holder and Bonner had sped the Windies onto 202 for 4 before Da Silva joined Bonner at the crease to put on a 73-run partnership. Bonner got to his century in the 128th over of the innings. And finally, Britain said on Thursday it had imposed asset freezes on Chelsea Football Club. Owner Roman Abramovich and Igor Sechin, the chief executive of a Russian oil group, plus 5 other Russian oligarchs.
Former Chelsea Soccer Club owner Roman Abramovich and Rosneft CEO Igor Sechin were among 7 Russian oligarchs added to Britain's sanctions list on Thursday. Britain said the oligarchs had their assets frozen because of their connections to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Officials said the 7 have a collective net worth of nearly $20 billion. Despite the sanctions, the British government said that Chelsea can continue playing matches in the English Premier League. Abramovich had put the club up for sale, but Britain's asset freeze and sanctions on him bar that process under the terms of the licence granted to the club. Britain's Minister for Sport Nadine Dorries said the government had issued a special licence to enable Chelsea to play fixtures, pay staff and enable ticket holders to attend matches. She said the government did not want to harm the reigning European and world soccer champions. The government said the licence would be kept under review. Abramovich is also the largest shareholder of Russian steelmaker Evraz. Its London-listed shares were down more than 12% in early trade.
That's it for tonight's sports report. Around the Globe is next. The domestic violence bill took the spotlight at this week's sitting of the House of Assembly in St. Lucia, as officials see it as a move towards ending domestic violence. We get more in this report.
Prime Minister Philip Pierre referred to Tuesday's sitting as a historic one where the long-awaited domestic violence bill took the spotlight in the House of Assembly. The bill, which serves to foster gender equality, speaks to areas such as equal employment opportunities for both men and women.
Everyone has a right to basic human rights, and our women have been on the wrong side sometimes. Sometimes our women have been treated not in the right way. So we are leveling the playing field. What we seek is gender balance so that all men and women can live in a society of opportunity for all.
The bill is coming at a time when the World Health Organization, WHO, has cited a 40% increase in violence against women in some countries due to COVID-19 restrictions. Soufrière MP Emma Hippolyte says the new piece of legislation signals government's commitment to reducing domestic violence in St. Lucia.
The people of St. Lucia, we are committed to improving your standard of living. We are committed to reducing domestic violence. We are committed to educating you so that you understand what domestic violence is all about.